Brother Hamza from Cuba says, why can't a Muslim shake hands with a woman? Why can't a Muslim kiss a non-related woman? Why can't a Muslim dance with a non-related woman? Why can't a Muslim hug a non-related woman, and vice versa as well? A Muslim woman cannot hug, touch, kiss, or dance with another man who is not her husband, her brother, uncle, or direct uncle, not a political uncle. Why is this? Let's see. First, in answering all the questions about Islamic rules, the reason for each rule, we say, look, it comes from the deep wisdom of God. Only God knows the depth of that wisdom. We are going to see God's rules. It says, the messenger of God said, the man who is going to touch the hand of a non-related woman, then God casts fire in his hand in hell. Why does it say this? But let's see. This rule means that it is forbidden. When it says that my hand is cast into the fire of hell, it means that this is prohibited in Islam. There are many sources, many narrations that prohibit the Muslim man. Or the Muslim woman should not touch or hug or dance with another non-related person, who is someone not close in her family environment. So, they ask me this, why? Because God has prohibited it. God, in His wisdom, has prohibited it very well. But we are reflecting, studying, thinking, right? We can reach some deep wisdom from these Islamic rules. For example, on the topic of not touching non-related women, let's see. When a man is going to touch the hand of another, of a non-related woman, does this not awaken anything in you? In some cases, yes. In some cases, no. It means there is a probability. Does touching and handling the hand of a non-related woman awaken carnal desire in you? This does? Let's see. There are many accounts that talk about infidelity posted on the internet. And it just says it all started when I shook her hand, just like that. So the woman shook the hand of the non-related man. Then there, touching, when skin touches skin, there is a sensitivity. God placed it between man and woman. These nerves start to connect and transmit messages that there it will awaken carnal desire, lust in both parties. This doesn't always happen, it's true, but in some cases it does happen, right? And that can be one of the causes of the wisdoms that God does not allow. It says, look, you have to limit your carnal desire only to your wife. Regarding intimate people like a sister, the mother, generally because they have always been together in a normal, non-sick way, such as a mentally ill person who has always fallen into pornography sees everyone with carnal desire because their mind and brain have been sexualized. And when they see everyone, they will undress them in their mind. Everyone, because they have seen a lot of pornography. That is to say, their mind has been pornographized, so to speak. That is to say, they do everything pornographic. That person is mentally ill. We leave these people. Even their mother, sister, aunt, or niece can be seen with a morbid view. Those are sick. But generally, a normal, ordinary person is not going to look at their mother with a morbid gaze, nor at their sister or niece, because they grew up together, close families, aunt, grandmother, mother, sister, niece. So, then already, since childhood, they were together, so he does not have a sexual view of this person. For example, a normal, natural, healthy father will never have a lustful view towards his own daughter. That is to say, he does not see his daughter as a female, he sees his daughter as a daughter. He does not have that morbid view of the sick. She is my daughter, so there is nothing sexual about it. He may kiss his daughter, his mother, but he does not have that morbid sexualized view. So yes, you shake hands with your daughter, your mother, your grandmother, they even kiss, but they don't go beyond that because they say, oh, no more. It's like your brother. There is no sexual sensitivity. Even Islam says that in these cases, when there is any sexual sensitivity, that is, the morbid view towards close relatives is also prohibited. Touching them with that feeling is also prohibited. Let's suppose a person has a very beautiful aunt, and for example, This young man is quite hot-headed now. So seeing his aunt awakens certain feelings. Islam says that now, observing with a morbid gaze towards your aunt or your niece is prohibited. That is to say, a morbid gaze towards any intimate person is prohibited. Only, you can look with that special gaze at your partner, your wife, your legal wife. Let's set that aside. Let's talk about another woman. Generally, when we are looking at another woman, when you touch her hand, usually, a healthy person will awaken that feeling. So, many cases of infidelity started with a kiss on the cheek, touching, hugging, dancing. Islam, to prevent that infidelity, will prohibit everything absolutely. Why? So that a person does not have an excuse. If Islam said with them yes, with them no, then a person would take advantage of that and say, oh, I'm going to hug all the women and it doesn't matter. Islam is firm here. It prohibits it absolutely. For what? So that the cases you have, some exceptional cases, do not awaken lust in me. Islam says that all cases are prohibited. So you cannot shake hands with other women nor kiss. I'm going to tell you something. A video came out that, if I'm not mistaken, Bukele, the president of El Salvador, had a visit in a meeting with Javier Milei. So, Javier Milei with his wife, Bukele with his wife. You know that in the West, a man kisses another man's woman and another man's woman kisses him. Look at the photo that came out. Bukele's wife is looking with a gaze that seems reproachful at her husband when Bukele kisses Javier Milei's wife. It means that women dislike it. It will awaken jealousy when they see their husband kissing another woman, being in the hands of another woman. That happens. Why? It's that women are jealous, they are wicked. No. It's something natural in a woman's consciousness. She says, I don't like it. Also, men don't like to see their wife kissing or shaking hands or having intimate affection with other men. Men don't like it. It's something that God has placed in you to protect your family. Unfortunately, in the West, this concept is called jealousy. In Islam, they call it ghira. Ghira is another word for jealousy. Jealousy is a negative trait. It's like an inferiority complex, a complex of doubt, a complex of distrust, of envy towards others. Why is my wife doing that with another man? They call it jealousy. In Islam, it's not jealousy. It's not called jealousy. It's called al-ghira. Al-ghira is like bravery. Al-ghira is when a man has the sensitivity to be a protector of his family. It does not allow his wife to go to bed with other men. That is al-ghira, al-shaja'a, bravery. When combined with protection, bravery and protection, faith will be al-ghira. The woman protects her family, saying, husband, please do not get involved with other women. The man protects his wife, and if you are in a state of bravery, protection, faith. But jealousy, what is it? A combination of envy, cowardice, jealousy. So, envy, cowardice, a distrust, inferiority. That if the people who are jealous, that if it is a mental problem, and they always say, oh, that man is jealous. He doesn't like his wife walking around half naked. No, Islam says, al-ghira is your bravery. The man says, no, I don't like you wearing that clothing. It will awaken a lot of sensitivity in other men. Dress modestly, sister. Dress modestly, mom. Wear appropriate, decent clothing. It bothers me that you wear indecent clothing. There is a rule of corrupt men that says I am not going to say anything to my wife so that my wife doesn't say anything against me. It says, oh, the man who doesn't care what his wife does regarding sexual topics does whatever he wants so that his wife doesn't say anything to him. So, for example, the man who is involved in pornography doesn't care how his wife dresses. Some are like that. I was in a Latin American country. I'm not going to mention it. I saw that there were ads in the big things that they are going to hang and writing ads on the street. So, there were 3 fat, ugly men. and one had his thumb in his pants. I asked the taxi driver, "What is this?" That ad is everywhere in the city, everywhere. Those banners are everywhere. Then he said, "Well, it's something, a masterpiece of theater. You have to go see it." I said, "Well, I am not going to spend my money on what I don't know. You have to tell me what this is. And you have such strange advertising banners. 3 men, half naked on top, and have their hand in their pants as if they want to take off their pants." The man told me, the taxi driver said, "It's true, there is a play. The men are going to dance and are going to undress up there." Then I said, "Oh, how disgusting." I told him, "What a shame." So who is going to see that disgusting play where the 3 men are going to undress moving their masculinity there on the theater stage? Then that man replied to me, "Well, it's that our women are going to see that scene and they like to see men with big penises." Oh, how disgusting, I told the man. Jealous, it was bad. So I had to express the word al-ghira in Islam in another way. A Christian man spoke to him and I said, "Aren't you ashamed? Don't you feel dishonored that your wife or daughter are going to see that obscene scene?" Then the man said, "There is another play where the women come to undress. So my son and I are going to watch that scene where the women undress. So I don't say anything to my wife and daughter so that they don't say anything to us when we want to go. That if I don't prevent it, the sin of my wife and daughter, so that they don't prevent me from sinning. Look, that is the rule. I am corrupt, so to continue in my perversion, I will not prevent the perversion and sin of others. It's like someone smoking. Don't stop others from smoking. Even though he knows that what he is doing is harming his body, the other person who is smoking is also harming their own body. But he says, if I tell him not to smoke, he will say, "You smoke too. Shut up." That is the rule. As you treat others, you will be treated. So he says, I will not prevent the evil so that they do not prevent the evil towards me. Let's see, brother. As much as I don't like someone looking at my wife with a morbid, lustful gaze, then I also shouldn't do it with the wives and daughters of others. I don't like that my wife is handled by other men, nor my mom, nor my sister, nor anyone. I don't like it, so I shouldn't do it with other people's women. This is very clear. Islam is absolute on this. It does not allow it at all. Neither hugging other women nor shaking hands with other women, because that is the beginning. If you say, oh, shaking hands is allowed, then what else is allowed? Hugging is also allowed. That leads to dancing, which is allowed. So that's it, or what to say, it continues and has no end. That's why Islam prohibited it from the beginning, like alcohol. Alcohol, having a little bit of alcohol, a drop of alcohol won't get you drunk. Maybe it's not that harmful, a drop of alcohol. But if we are going to say that a drop of alcohol in food is allowed, then everything can be allowed. So Islam says a drop of alcohol is also prohibited, a single drop of alcohol. So when Islam says absolutely prohibited, do you understand me? It's like saying having sex with another woman, if you are not going to conceive children, is allowed. So there we go, everyone is going to conceive children. Why? When you open the door, it has no end. You open the door to wine, it has no end. In the end, there is drunkenness, social problems, and everything. You open the door to infidelity, allowing to touch other women, that has no end. So Islam will uproot it. Uproot. You cannot make lewd looks at other women. You cannot touch other women, period. That's it for everything. Like alcohol, like other things that Islam strictly prohibits to protect the family. Because in Islam, the family is the most sacred. Blessed be the family. May God bless you all. Protect your relatives in the end times. That is the great treasure. When a well-protected family bears its fruits, which are the believing, benevolent children. But when a family, the father does whatever he wants, the mother does whatever she wants, the children will be rebellious children. First, what they do is make their own parents suffer. And there is no remedy. God bless you, brothers. Take good care of your family members. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.